Hello, Western Heights friends and family. I've come to the realization recently that I can be a little meticulous. Some of you are thinking, oh, really? Like recently you've come into that realization? Okay, maybe it's not been so recent. In fact, some might call me OCD, that I'm meticulous enough that it comes out in an OCD-ness. And I guess that there's merit to that case. I mean, you walk into my office, everything is put in place, and it's clean looking. That's my desire. This was a desire even as a kid. As a kid, you'd walk into my room and everything would be put in place and put together. I found out not all that long ago that my mom would come in and mess with me. She would come into the room and she would move something, like turn it just a little bit off kilter. And before I did anything else, whenever I got home from school and set my backpack down, I would find it and move it. And I was just unaware because something was out of place. I didn't know someone was picking on me. And it served me well, but you have to make compromises along the path, especially when you get married, or more so when you have kids. Because not all battles of OCD-ness are worth it. Thinking of battles, there's a level in which our military strategy in a battle is all about being prepared and meticulous. I don't know if you've heard the speech, I forgot the guy's name that does it. I think it's a graduation speech where he says, you want to change the world? Make your bed. And it's a really great understanding of just how the military starts at the very beginning of saying, make your bed. And whenever you conquer that, things will move forward from there. When you're meticulous about being ready here, because it really does matter how we prepare and where we plan and where we're meticulous. In Numbers 152, it says this, the children of Israel shall pitch their tents, everyone by his own camp, everyone by his own standard, according to their armies. Now this is the time whenever the Israelites were wandering in the wilderness, and the message is, hey, where you put your tent matters. Why would that be the case? Maybe it's just logistical. Maybe there's something more. Napoleon Bonaparte, whenever he was studying military strategy, he studied Caesar. And he became convinced whenever Caesar was conquering the known world of the time, one of the key factors to him being so successful was how he set up his camp. There was a certain way that the Romans had set it up. Caesar had inherited it, but it was so impressive that it is said that for more than 1,000 years, no Roman military camp was overrun. That's some prep. That means every morning these guys are making their bed. They're doing the work to make sure that they're prepared for anything and everything. Do you do that? I'm not asking if you make your bed every day, but maybe that's a good practice to be in, don't get me wrong. But are you preparing yourself every day for the spiritual battle? There's a passage in Ephesians 6. You probably know it. Paul says this in 6 verse 10. He says, a final word. Be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on all of God's armor so that you will be able to stand firm against all the strategies of the devil. For we are not fighting against flesh and blood enemies, but against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world, against mighty powers in the dark world, and against evil spirits in heavenly places. Therefore, put on every piece of God's armor, so that you will be able to resist the enemy in the time of evil. Then after the battle, you will still be standing firm. Now, I'm sure that you've heard the armor of God talked about, and you think, oh, that is a great idea. We need to put on the armor of God. My question is, do you actually do it? Or is it just metaphorical for you? I know some people that every morning they literally put on each piece of the armor of God. The breastplate of righteousness, the shoes of readiness and peace, the shield of faith, sword of the Spirit, and they literally put these things on, going through the motions to prepare themselves for the day. Now you may be thinking, wow, that is a little OCD, Mitch. That is a little too meticulous. Is it? What would change in your day if you woke up every morning and literally, consciously walked through the armor of God, putting it on every day? Maybe you would be able to handle a few more of the stressors that sometimes take you out. Maybe you would be able to walk through a lot of the craziness of this life with more grace and peace. And maybe you would be a better witness for Christ. So may you be a little meticulous. May you truly put on the armor of God every day. Love you guys, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend.